Zel Boy Army, welcome to another video on the channel. In today's one, we are looking at how to deal with delay, some of the things you can do to get the best connection, how to play better when the connection isn't good. What I will say straight away is no matter what you do, sometimes you are going to not get the best gameplay on FIFA 21. FIFA servers have not been very good for the last few years, and it is a real shame because some games you just have to put up with unfair connection. And some of the myths that I want to bust to begin with are that you don't always get the same connection as your opponent. Sometimes yours will be better, sometimes it'll be worse. It just feels quite random at times. But one thing I also want to say is, for anyone who watched my How to Prepare for Team of the Year video, I got loads of people telling me I was lazy and an idiot, saying that the team would probably be this Friday. Well, EA have announced it's coming this Friday, so thank you for all the kind words, boys. But to start with this video, some of the best things you can do to get better connection and not get delay, or not get as much delay, and some of these are common sense, but the amount of people who I've done coaching sessions with and they don't follow these is quite astonishing, to be honest. So I'll talk to you about them, and then I'll just put a game on in the background, and we'll talk about some of the actual things you can do in game to deal with delay better. So one of them is have a wired connection. It is very simple. Wired connection is just going to be more consistent than a wireless one. On FIFA as well, when you play on a wireless connection, quite often you get speed up lag. If you've played on wireless connection, then you'll know what speed up lag is, and it can be infuriating. It can definitely make a big difference. Wireless connection's more likely to drop as well, to give you a random disconnect, more likely to get lag spikes, more issues like that. You might be thinking, oh, Zell, well, I can't connect to my router, it's like 2 floors away. At least in the UK, and I'm sure it'll be available in other countries, an option you've got is what are called home plugs. Home plugs are basically a device that you plug into the wall next to your router, and then you plug another one upstairs, and you can get an Ethernet wired connection. Quite often they're limited. So like a home plug I used to use had like 40 meg max speed, but on FIFA you don't need any more speed than that. So home plugs are a good option if that's the only way you can get a wired connection. Wired connection genuinely will make quite a big difference. That's the first and foremost thing you should be looking at. Obviously, having a decent internet package will help. I'm with the best you can commercially buy in the UK, that's Virgin, but even then I still get issues. Another one, and you'll notice this if you've played on both before, but is going from a TV to a monitor. I don't think you need like 1ms monitors necessarily, but I do have one of them. I find if you play on a TV and go to a monitor, you don't notice it that much. But if you go from a monitor to a TV, you will really notice it. TVs are not designed for quick, intense gaming. They're designed to look good and give good picture quality, and they do that. But if you're playing on a TV and trying to get the best gameplay you can on FIFA, it's not going to work. I'm not saying you can't play FIFA on a TV, but if you wanted to get the best connection possible, to get the most out of it, then I would say going from a TV to a monitor will help. There's plenty of good ones you can find on Amazon for like £150 or less. I would generally recommend 24 or 27-inch monitor with 1ms times nice, but I don't think it is essential. But monitors are basically just built for quicker response times in gaming. So getting a good internet connection and a monitor are two things you can do straight away to help. Another way of dealing with delay better is the team. So you do not have to have a God squad like I've got on my Xbox account. But what I would say is having players who are going to be able to play in delay. So there's a few different types of this. You can get someone like Hullet or Vieira, or a cheap version might be like a Musa Sissoko, who in bad gameplay, they're just going to be really good because they've got big, strong body types and they win a lot of bullshit, basically. That is one way of dealing with delay better, by having players who are good at that. Another one, and this is vital in general on FIFA, but it matters here as well, is having fast players. So in delay, you have players who are fast, who if you don't switch quick enough or get done by a bad bounce that you can't recover very quick, you've got fast players who can get to places better. When we get to the actual video where I've just got a game on in the background, I'll be talking about some of the things you can do, like literal gameplay things. And one of them is through balls. If you have slow players, you're not going to be able to do many through balls. Pacey, strong physical players, players who are agile, good at dribbling, these are all players who are going to excel in bad gameplay and make a big difference. So having a team, you don't really want to build a team solely for bad gameplay. Like on FIFA 19, because it was a different game, one of the things you did was just have big players you could lump the ball to. On FIFA 21, that would be useless. So it's adapting to what works on the current game. So when you're playing a game and you go into it and it's delayed, your team just feel like they're not responding much. You can't turn, you can't react to a lot. There's a few different things that I would do that generally are going to help. One is try and do what you know is consistent. So don't be trying to go for like crazy tricks, big dribbles. Go for the simple tricks that you know work consistently, the bridge dribble, ball rolls to protect the ball. You can't be going for like crazy skill combos, so you have to adjust and do that in general. One of the things is play even safer. So a lot of the time in delay, one of the big issues is just losing the ball constantly because it's really delayed and you can't make quick, snappy passes. Play to the players in space a lot more. Unless someone's out and out team pressing you, it is not that hard to keep the ball on this game. And most of the time people lose the ball is just by doing stupid passes. So play safer, go to the players who are in good positions, don't do anything stupid, slow it down. I mean, it's already going to have been slow, but be looking for the players who are in good positions. If you're playing fast or trying to, it's just not going to work in delay. This is a general tip I give to people that helps a lot normally, but it's even more important in delay, is to always mark the most dangerous thing. So the most dangerous thing often is going to be a through ball in behind. If you do not mark a through ball in behind, they're very strong on this game. So it's important to try your absolute best to make sure that you switch, and yes, it might take longer, but switch quick enough that you just start running back and you mark the through balls in behind. If you've got bad connection or delay, there's a decent chance that your opponent is going to have it too. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it does not always mean because you have bad connection, your opponent does, which is frustrating, but it's just how it is. But if you've got bad connection, your opponent does too, they're going to struggle to break you down. So this is where you're going to want to do stuff like make it hard to break down by not diving in, playing safe, marking the through balls in behind. You cannot dive in at all when it's bad connection, because if you dive in, you want to be diving in knowing it's guaranteed. I only dive in if I know for sure I'm going to get the ball. And if it's delayed and taking longer to respond and do that, diving in's more likely to get punished. You're pulling men out of position. You're not going to be able to recover as quick. So it's going to be really hard. One thing you have to try and do is think a step ahead as well. When you're playing in bad gameplay, if you're not thinking a step ahead and knowing how you're going to do the next thing, you're not going to be able to react to what you see on screen. So like one of the ways I try to score goals is I might do a bridge dribble, touch, shoot across goal. So I need to have that planned out in my head. Or if I can see a player making a run, I know, okay, after one more touch, I'm going to pass it to get him in. You can't react to just what you see on screen as much, so you're going to have to think ahead. One of the other things you can do, especially if you're getting pressed, in delay, getting pressed in general in this game's hard enough. But one of the best ways of dealing with the press is to do 1-2s to trigger players to make runs. Or, if you're really struggling, just do simple stuff like boot it up to your attackers. If you don't boot it up to your attackers and try play out the back in delay, you are very likely to get tackled and end up conceding an easy goal. Do the things that work like through balls in behind. Have pacey players, like I said, and play through balls to them to be able to get them away and use the pace. Because through balls and pace are not a hard thing to do. You don't have to play really technical or really time them fine. Yes, timing them better is going to make a difference. But you don't want to be relying on things that when you do them are reliant on good gameplay. It is horrible having to adjust to bad gameplay, and it's not something we should have to do. But unfortunately, it's a key part of playing FIFA online. And it's a video I always get asked about. People basically saying, how do I deal with bad gameplay as well? So this is some of the tips and advice I can give you. Hope it's been helpful. Appreciate you all. Thank you for watching the video. Apologies there wasn't any the last few days. I've been really ill for the last 10 days or so. I'm just trying to recover be able to make content again for you guys. Appreciate you all. Have a great evening.